What's up, y'all? Welcome to day 40 of my vlog where I share my thoughts, ideas, and my journey in life with you guys. I hope all you guys are having a great day. But I know it's been a while since I made my last vlog, but today I wanted to share with you guys a big decision I've decided to make for my life. If you guys are tuning in to my channel for the first time and consuming my content, my name is Will Nakuzi. Just to give you guys, pretty much my channel is a documentary of my journey of my own journey in my life to pursue my goals and dreams and to do the things that I'm passionate about for my life. Just to give you guys the short story of my life. I'm Tongan. I was born in Australia. I moved to Tonga. I grew up in Tonga in my early childhood of my life, and then I moved from there to America in high school. And I've been American ever since. And I came here to America. My ultimate purpose, my goal, coming here to America as a kid was I wanted a better life for myself. I saw my family go through the struggle in Tonga. I saw my parents work every single day of their life. Just the poverty and the struggles, financial struggles that I see my family struggle with, and the stresses that you place upon them. Early in my life, that I felt like that I wanted to make a difference for myself. I wanted to make a difference for my family, and I took upon that burden to that responsibility. That, I was going to be the one to do it. I was going to be the one to break out, break the generational cycle of poverty and things that what's possible for my family, also for myself, and that's for Tongans in general. But ultimately, that's my goal. So, my YouTube channel is just pretty much a documentary of myself, just documenting my journey in life and sharing with you guys my thoughts, ideas, and the things I go through as I work towards my goals and dreams. So, my ultimate goals and dreams for myself in my life. I have three goals I want to achieve, but my purpose, I believe, because I do believe that we should always have a purpose, because we shouldn't rely on goals, because what happens is if you have a goal and you hit the goal, then what are you going to do next? That's what a lot of people do, is they have a goal, but then when they accomplish their goals, they don't know what to do next. That's why it's always good to have a purpose, a reason to wake up every single morning, as you wake up every single day, that keeps you fired up, that keeps you passionate, that keeps that fire going within you, as you work towards accomplish those little interval of goals that you have throughout your journey in life. So my three goals in life for myself, I want to become a motivational speaker, a keynote speaker. I want to be a speaker that travels the world and just speaks to people, because my purpose in life is to help people. That's my ultimate purpose in life. I want to be able to help people, inspire people, empower people to live a better life, because I guess that comes from my perspective of growing up in the struggle, because I've seen the other side of what happens when you grow up in poverty. I've seen the other side of people giving up, people struggling, people going through hard times. So I've seen that side of the world, and I've seen that side of my life. So that's why I'm so passionate that I'm blessed that I was able to come to America, and be able to restart my life and be able to learn a higher education and educate myself and better myself, so that way I can, and plus being the land of opportunity, where there's so many opportunities here for me to take advantage of, where there's millions and billions of kids out there that don't have what I have, and I'm very fortunate and I'm very grateful that I have, so I don't want to waste it. So that's where I get my purpose from. I just want to help people, because I know there's people out there that's struggling. I know there's kids out there that's growing up in broken homes. There's people out there just don't have the support, don't have the opportunities that we have, that I have. So I feel like that I want to be that beacon of hope, to be able to travel the world and speak and spread love and positivity, empowerment, and and like I said, and go out there and make a difference in this world. So so that's my purpose in life, and then below my purpose is my three main goals I want to achieve. That kind of um, that's part of my purpose. That's going to help me achieve my purpose in life. Number one, like I said, I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to be able to travel the world and use my platforms on social media, but also the physical part of the world, to actually travel and go out there and reach those kids, and reach those places in this world that most people won't travel to speak. So I want to be that one. I want to be that person. So I want to be able to be successful enough in my in myself, in the message I'm trying to build, building up my social awareness on the social media platforms, putting myself out there so people can be aware of my work and what I do, and listen to my message, listen to my story, so that way I can constantly, gain more opportunity to speak and eventually be able to be a good enough speaker and be a great speaker one day. That countries and people and cities will be able to invite me, and I'll be able to travel the world and speak and just and then just have fun, helping people, because I really find a lot of joy and peace and fulfillment in speaking and actively inspiring people and seeing and be able to impact people, interact with them one on one, which I've done in my life so far. And then, but that's only on a small scale. But I can just only imagine if I can do that to thousands of people at one time, or even millions and billions of people at one time. So that's something that excites me. So that's my first goal. So my second goal is for myself is I want to start a successful podcast and create one of the top podcasts in the world. That's why, if you guys see on my YouTube channel, I started the Golf Club podcast. So that's one of my ultimate goals is podcasting. I love podcasting. I love, like I said, I love connecting with people. I love creating new relationships. I love learning from new people. I'm a people person. I just like meeting new people and learning new perspectives, because for me it's just, I feel like that everybody in this world has something amazing to offer. Everybody in this world has a gift, has a talent. Everybody, there's something that you can learn from everybody, because I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for all the people that I've come in contact throughout my journey in life. My mindset, my beliefs, my faith, my perspectives, the things I've learned, the skills I have, are all a accumulation of all the people that I have encountered in my life. So for me, that's why I love podcasting. And of course, podcasting is also another medium, another platform where I can also spread my message that also correlates with my purpose in life. So motivational speaking is a way I can fulfill my purpose, and also podcasting is also like the 2000. It's the new way. Is the new era of communicating. I think Gary Vee, one of my favorite speakers, that one thing he says that podcasting and the cell phone, social media platforms on your cell phone is the new way people get news. Is the new way people communicate. Nobody watches the news no more. Nobody watches the TV no more. Everybody's on their phone. So anybody that's trying to reach the world and be a speaker, you have to put yourself in the best way. Use the best platforms available in your society or in your country or in the age that you grow up in. And right now, podcasting is something that people love. That's how they consume content. That's how they learn. That's why YouTube, you can see that's, everybody goes to YouTube. Everybody goes to YouTube to learn, to teach themselves a skill that they want to learn. Nobody goes to the library and tries to get a book to learn about a new skill or fix a problem. They always go to YouTube, and that's what podcasting does. So I love podcasts. I love meeting people. I love interviewing people. I really, I want to build. I know one of my people that inspire me into podcasting is Joe Rogan. You guys probably already know Joe Rogan. I think he's the top podcaster right now. He's one of the best. He's one of the best people that the best podcast out there that had, and he's very diverse. He has a variety of people to come into his podcast. You learn a lot of new things if you consume his podcast. I highly suggest that you go check him out, Joe Rogan podcast. If you've never heard of him before, or you're just new into podcasts, go check him out. It's one of the best podcasts out there. And one thing I like to do when I consume somebody's, when I start listening to somebody's podcast, and especially somebody I like to go back and scroll down into their videos of their very first video or the very first podcast that they created. And for me, I think Joe Rogan's been podcasting for 20 years. So I remember going back to his very original podcast 20 years ago, like when YouTube first started, that he didn't know what the hell he was doing. If you go check it out, the first Joe Rogan podcast or video that he posted on his channel was just him and the guy, I forgot his name. Sorry, damn it. The guy that does his, there's the computer guy that does that's with him on his podcast. They were just trying to figure out how to use the camera. They were just trying to figure out how to use the camera, and that was their whole. There wasn't even any talking. It was just them trying to move the camera and figure out how to work YouTube and how to work the camera to make a podcast. And that was their official first podcast. And for to see him go from there, and then he did it for fun. Also, he did, and he just started bringing in friends and started talking to people. He was just doing it because he was passionate about it. But that turned into but that fun thing he did, and not knowing what he was doing, he just kept going at it, being consistent, and kept putting the effort, putting the work, and 20 years later, he just signed $100 million deal with Spotify, and is known among his peers, among the world, that he's the top podcaster, the most watched podcast in the world. So that inspires me that I can do that. I want to create a top podcast, one of the top podcasts in the world. I believe I'm good enough. I believe I can do it. I have the skills, and I have the dedication. I have the work ethic to do it. So that's one of my goals in life. I want to be able to have one of the top podcasts in the world. And I just started a couple months ago in May. So I've only been doing my podcasting things for the last, I think, 6 months. And it's fun. I enjoy it. You guys can see, I do interviews with people I know, with family, friends. Oh, not family. I haven't done anyone with my family. I don't want to, family is too complicated. So I keep away from my family when it comes to podcasting. But I just interview my friends, and also just people that I reach out to social media that I believe that they have a great message in their own social media page that empower people. Anybody with positive vibes, everybody with confidence, everybody's trying to better their situation, their life, and people around them. I reach him, I hit him up I DM them on social media, and I invite them to be on my podcast. So check out my podcast. Like I said, I do interviews with. I'm just fascinated to hear people's stories, because I really believe that the best way we can impact people, the best way we can inspire people, is by sharing our story. Because storytelling about our life has always been the way that we've been able to pass down information throughout history. Ever since the beginning of time, before there was paper, before there was written and recorded history, people just passed stories down from generation after generation, and that's how we were able to learn about our ancestors. That's how we were able to build that pride. In Tonga, we always, my family, we always talk about our ancestors. My grandma Limu Falim Laki Havea of Hatu. She always talk about stories of how she grew up. Always talk about stories. I loved when I get an opportunity to talk to her. But she talks about my grandfather, talks about my great grandfather and the things he did, and accomplishments they did. And it always gives me great pride knowing my history and knowing about the stories of my ancestors. That it makes me proud to be a Tongan. Makes me proud to be a man. It makes me proud to carry the family name, and to continue that tradition of success and inspiration for myself and for my own family one day. So that's what I believe. That's why I love to interview people and let them share their story, because I really believe that's the best way that inspire not only myself and my Polynesian community, but also people throughout the world. And that's what I'll do when I become a motivational speaker. That's all I'm gonna do is spread love and positivity and share to people my own story of my own journey in life. So podcasting, and my last thing and my last goal in life, I want to be able to be an entrepreneur. I want to create my own business and start up a business that I can be successful. I do have a couple ideas in my mind, and I will show you. I won't reveal my ideas to you guys, but I do have a couple business ideas for myself, and I do want to make that because at the end of the day, in order to, if you have big goals and dreams, you need money at the end of the day to finance your own endeavors. So for me, I want to be able to go out there and create a business. Also, like I said, one of my goals in life is to take my family out the struggle. So, of course, naturally, I want to be successful. I want to be the first millionaire to break the generational cycle for my family and be able to create generational wealth. So that way, I never want to have money be the reason why that we struggle. So I just want to be able to make sure that I don't want my kids. I don't have any kids right now, but I know one day when I get married and have kids, I don't want my kids to go through the same situation I went through. I want to break that cycle. But of course, in order to do that, I gotta do what I gotta do to build a business. So those are my three main goals. I want to be a speaker. I want to create a successful podcast, and I want to create a successful business one day and be the first millionaire in my family. So those are my three main things. And I realized for myself that I decided that in order for me to put myself in the best position to win, to accomplish these three goals for myself, so that way I can continue to live my purpose. And I've decided to move to LA. Decided to move to LA. I've been living here in the Bay Area for the last 13 years. I've decided to give up everything. I've literally sold everything I have. I liquidated everything I had, and then I have enough money for myself to move to LA, and then the rest I just invested into it. I invested my money, the rest of it. Just to give you guys some perspective, how this is a big move for me, and also like how sometimes a lot of people think I'm crazy because in the beginning of this pandemic for 2020, for the last for the last 7 years, I worked in sales, and I was making a six-figure income. And then in 2020, because of the pandemic, my industry, my sales industry, my door-to-door sales industry, that's what I was. I was a door-to-door energy sales manager. But because of the pandemic, our industry got shut down. So pretty much, I lost my job. And when I lost my job, and of course, I got some time for myself, I started to kind of internalize and think about what I really wanted to do. And that's why I believe the pandemic. For some people, I know a lot of people are struggling and suffering. I wish, I pray for those people. But for me, the pandemic was the best thing to happen for me because it allowed me to to burn that boat in order for me to finally to listen to myself and actually do the things I really wanted to do for my life. Uh, I've always had this dream of being a speaker. I've always had this dream to start a podcast and start my own business. But you know, I've always been afraid to leave the 9 to 5. Leave the guaranteed money. I think that's one of the hardest things. A lot of people, one of the biggest decisions and one of the hardest decisions a lot of people have to make, especially when they have a goal and dream or they want to start a business, is leaving that comfort zone, leaving that safe place, right? Um, for me, it was really hard for me to leave that money. I was making six figures. I was getting paid good money for myself. I was making about 100, 200, $300,000 some year. My biggest year for myself in working in sales a couple of years ago, I made like almost 450,000, 500,000 in 1 year. So I got accustomed to that lifestyle. I got accustomed to that stability. I got accustomed to that affordability and living a good life. So I was really afraid of leaving that and resetting and restarting, and because I was afraid of going and living, going back and being broke. I was afraid to feel poor again because I grew up poor in Tonga. So I've always held, I've always kind of suppressed my goals and dreams because of that fear, the fear of letting go and starting something new and humbling yourself and going through the struggle and going through the grit and going through the grind again of scratching and crawling yourself out the hole. But going through the pandemic, I lost my job, and um, I realized for myself that I think this is the time that it was time for me to for me, I really believe everything happens for a reason. I really believe in that perspective, and I just felt like for the last couple of years I've just been going to work every single day, and I was just and I hate it. I hated doing my job. I hated waking up. I hated doing. I just hated. I just felt myself tired and mentally tired, exhausted every single day because I realized I wasn't fulfilled in the work that I was doing, working at sales. And once the pandemic hit, they gave me the excuse, and it kind of put my back against the wall that I had no other option but to do the things I've always wanted to do. So in May of this year, early this year, I decided that because the plan was just wait till the pandemic blows over, and then when everything goes back to normal with the economy, then I'll go back to work to my sales job and go back to that comfort place and start making my money again. But of course, the things haven't gone back to normal, especially in America. So my door-to-door sales industry is not at a good spot right now. So for me, I just realized for myself that what, it's time for me just to it's either do it now or never. And I decided to leave my job. I decided to cut ties of it, and that was really hard because that was all my that's how I know that's how I know how to make a living for the last 7 years. So to leave that behind, it was tough. I'm not going to lie. And then And of course, now living a humble lifestyle. Now I'm not making that much money no more. I decided to get a job, try to get a job in early in the morning, working graveyard shift, so that way I can still have some type of income for myself. But I've decided to, I realized for myself to accomplish my goals and dreams, I can't live that lifestyle I used to do when I had that six-figure income to come in every single week. So I had to humble myself and to live a minimal lifestyle, just able to support myself, so I can take care of myself. But all the money I've made, all the money I'm making now is I invest it back into my goals and dreams, so that way I can build my own career for myself. And so that's one of the hardest things to do is to leave that. I know for a lot of people it's really hard, especially if you're married. Luckily for me, I'm not married and I don't have any kids, so it's easy for me to leave that six-figure job and just and just support, and just live a minimal lifestyle to be able to support myself and put most of my income into my podcasting and all the things I'm trying to do for myself. So I realized for myself uh, that in order for me to really fulfill myself, in order for me to really take my game to the next level, I've decided to move to LA. Decided to move to LA. Decided to go to LA. So I actually just got done packing today. I'm about to move tomorrow. I'm gonna drive early in the morning at 3 a.m. and drive towards LA. I have a friend out there that we're gonna live and share an apartment. But yeah, I decided to cut all ties and get out of my comfort zone and go out there to LA because I believe LA has more opportunities when it comes to speaking, public speaking, when it comes to podcasting, networking, attracting bigger names and people that I can have on my podcast, and networking with a lot of speakers out there that I know through that I've kind of searched through LinkedIn, and also opportunities out there to create a business. So I feel like LA is a I believe is the best place for me, and I've decided to leave. And for a lot of people, they may see it as a risk. But right now I'm at the age right now where in Polynesian culture where uh, I'm expected right now in this stage of my life to be married, have kids, settle down, and just and just make sure I have a good job, and then and take care of myself and live that life for the rest of my life. And I know a lot of people will call me crazy for just leaving everything and selling everything I have and going to a whole new city and creating a whole new life for myself. But what people call crazy, what people call risk, I call it a leap of faith. Because at the end of the day, like, I truly believe that if you want to be successful, if you have a goal and dream, you have to be willing to burn your boats and willing to do everything you can to be successful. Um, a lot of people have, you can't be comfortable. That's one thing I learned in my life and from mentors and people I consume their content, that people that are entrepreneurs and successful. They always talk about going through the struggles. They always talk about that they have to sacrifice and go through. And Gary Vee always says like, hey, you have to eat shit. You have to eat shit. You have to go through the grind of going through the struggles and go through a lot of years of being unsuccessful to able to build your dreams from the ground up and build that foundation. So I feel like for myself that I need to get away from my family, from my friends, of the people that I feel like that sometimes may make me too comfortable. I wanted to be at a place where go to a new city in LA where it's do or die. There was no other reason for me to hold me back. Like I have to make it in LA because I feel like if I stayed here in the Bay Area, I just felt like that I wouldn't be able to put my best ever. Even I am working hard, but I feel like I can work harder because I know that there is no going back. Here I have family, I have friends in the Bay Area, so I feel like if things don't work out, or I get lazy, or I feel sorry for myself, I'm just going through the motions, or just having those negative feelings. I always have that comfort of going to my family and venting and get a pity party. But I feel like when I'm in LA, where I don't know a lot of people, I have to make it happen in LA. So that's a big decision I've decided to make for myself. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm about to move to LA and go out there and make things happen. Start working on my goals and dreams and the things I've decided to do for myself. And of course, I'm gonna document my journey when I'm out there. So keep watching, keep subscribing to my channel, and watch and continue to support and continue my content. I really appreciate you guys. But I want to share with you guys the biggest reason or the biggest reason why that gave me the courage to actually do it, because I was thinking about moving to LA, but then I didn't want to do it. But the biggest reason why I really wanted to do it, that I realized that I had to do it. It was done deal. It's it's irreversible. I'm going to make that irreversible decision. It was I read this book called Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuck. Gary V, as a lot of people know him. Um, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're up and coming, inspiring entrepreneur, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to accomplish your goals and dreams, and learn how to do it in today's age, especially with the age of social media, um, and if whatever you're trying to do for yourself, uh, I highly recommend you to read this book. And the reason why I believe reading that book inspired me, or encouraged me, gave me enough courage to take that leap of faith, of leaving everything I know and going to LA, is that book embodies everything you go through as a dreamer. Because a lot of times when you want to accomplish your goals and dreams, you have to go through that process, and you have to go through those stages of working by yourself, of working hard, putting the extra time, extra hours, sacrificing parties, friends, family events, doing things that a lot of people are not willing to do, leaving that job, leaving that stable job, and going solo on your own journey to be an entrepreneur. And so you're gonna take a lot of risks. You're gonna do a lot of things. A lot of people are gonna call you crazy, and that's what stops a lot of people from continuing that process, is because of self-doubt. Because what happens is when you try to accomplish your goals and dreams, a lot of people are going to tell you you're crazy. A lot of people are going to tell you you're not going to make it. A lot of people are going to tell you that what you're doing is not logical, it's not practical, it's not responsible, right? It's not responsible for somebody like myself to leave a six-figure job and take a part-time job and just fully dedicate myself towards my goals and dreams. It's not responsible for leaving something that was guaranteed, leaving your family and friends, and going to live in a city that you don't barely know anybody. So a lot of people might think you're facile, no, that's what we say in Tongan, but you're crazy. And there was a point of time. Sometimes I do doubt myself. Sometimes, because the hardest thing about being working on your goals and dreams is going through the process. Is putting that grind every single day, making those sacrifices every single day, and doing things that a lot of people you get criticized for and judged for by your inner circle, and you're not getting paid for it, and you're not seeing results. That's one of the hardest things to do. Is constantly working on your goals and dreams, and you're barely seeing any results. You're barely uh, seeing things take off, and you're not making a lot of money or any money at all. So, and sometimes when you go through that grind, that process, sometimes you might doubt yourself that, am I making the right choices for my life? Maybe I am crazy, am I delusional to think that I'm going to achieve something that's never been done before? That I can do something that nobody in my family or my community has never done, to to be part of that 1% of people that in this world that are able to live a life that most people dream of living, to have the audacity and to think that you can be part of it. Um, that's something that goes through a lot of in my mind, and I'm sure there's a lot of people go through that, to think that, man, am I able to do this? Am I able to follow through? Am I able to manifest what I really feel within myself that I can do? And especially when things are not working out and you don't see no results. But after reading this book, Crushing It, um, he reaffirmed to me that my path in life is the right path. He reaffirmed to me that what I'm doing is not wrong. What I'm doing is right, and it's not. And he realized, and that's something I just needed for myself. I guess I needed that validation from people. And in this book, he talks about so many people that's going through what I'm going through, that's taking risks, that's taking a leap of faith, that's leaving things, going through the struggles and restarting their life and leaving their old life behind, a life that made them comfortable, and just going to the unknown and put themselves in a position where they have to, they have to burn their boats, and they have to make it. It's either do or die with them. Because I'm at this point right now with my own life and my own success journey. So, Gary Vee, I really appreciate you. I love you. If you ever, one day you ever watch this, I really, that'll be one of the best days ever if I find out you're watching my channel, watching this video. But I believe this is one of the best books I've read so far. I think the other thing, I think this book probably is, my favorite book is of all time is The Alchemist. So I think this on par with that book as well as far as people that want to accomplish their goals. But after reading this book, just reaffirmed to me that what I'm doing for myself is right for me. Because there's a lot of people, not only myself, there's a lot of people out there that are doing what I'm going through, and they're succeeding, and they're accomplishing their goals and dreams. But you just got to go through that process and that grind and make those sacrifices, and take those risks that a lot of people not want to do. And for a long time, I was kind of holding myself back, and I realized for myself that in order for me to actually accomplish my goals and dreams and really dedicate myself, I gotta let go, and I gotta burn all the boats and do everything I can and not hold myself back, because I feel like that's the only way for me to put myself in the best position to win. Because at the end of the day, like, the reality is there's no guarantee. I'm gonna move to LA and everything I'm talking about right now in this video is gonna work out. There's no guarantee that any of that's going to happen, but you have to try it. And the only way I can find out is I gotta try it. And that's the great parody of success, and that if you don't try, then you will never know. So I just want to find out, and I can live. And if I fail and I don't make it, I can live with that. At least I know in the bottom of my heart that I tried. But I have full confidence in myself. I know I can do it. I know I'm good enough. I know I have the dedication, the drive, the skill set, and the the ability and able to connect with people. I know I can do it. So it's just a matter of just leaving everything to God and focusing on things I can control, which is my work ethic and the things I do, the tangible things, and let God take care of the intangible things as far as connecting with the right people, with the right opportunity, and just, things just have to fall into place for everything to work out. So, yeah, so I highly suggest for you guys. So if you're a person out there that you have a goal and a dream, you want to be an entrepreneur and you have so many things that are holding you back, you're so afraid, and you're kind of doubting yourself, or maybe you've been working on your goals and dreams for the last couple of years and you haven't seen the result. So you're at a point of your time in your life right now, maybe I just give up everything and go back to what's comfortable, go back to what's guaranteed. But I highly recommend you should read this book, because it gives you so many examples of people that actually made harder sacrifices than I did, people with families, people with kids, and decided to, older than me, in the 40s and 50s, and not in their 20s, but they're willing to sacrifice everything and reset their life, because they just felt within themselves that they had this greater purpose in life, that that their life there's a greater meaning behind it. And I felt like and they decided to pursue it, and they didn't give up, and they were able, and their hard work and dedication, patience paid off at the end. So it's a must-read book for all you guys out there. Please read this book. And for me, that just gave me after reading that book and listening to all these examples of males, females, people from different places, people that are going through the hardest, one of the worst things in life that could happen to you, as far as abuse, rape, all these things, of all these stories that people share. Just like my podcast, if you guys want to watch my podcast, people share their stories of all the things they've gone through, and still be able to overcome and persevere and live a happy and fulfilled, successful life. Just reading all those stories just empowers me to know that I can do it myself. That if they can do it, I can do it. But they didn't give up, which means I can't give up. And I must be willing to do whatever it takes and persist and persevere and just go and have that grit of just, going, putting that work and that grind for a couple of years, so that way I can live the rest of my life, accomplishing my dreams. So I think that's the price I'm willing to pay. And I've decided, next week, tomorrow, I'm going to leave for LA and continue doing my work, continue making great episodes, doing great interviews with my podcast, continue to build my social media influence, and hopefully I attract opportunities out there to speak, and of course, and meet up some people out there. Have some friends out there that have good some new ideas of starting new businesses out there. So I'm going to connect with them and see where this goes. So honestly, it kind of excites me. The unknown for me. When you do something new, I love change because for me, I hate being in the same place over and over. I hate being stagnant. I hate being a repetition. I like challenges. I like spontaneity. I like new things. So for me, I'm excited to go to a new place. Go to a place that I'm not comfortable knowing because I've always learned about myself that I always make the biggest strides, especially within my growth. I grow the most when I'm always in an uncomfortable place. So I'm excited to go to a new space because I know I'm going to grow a lot for the in the next year. So we'll see. A year from now, we'll see. And of course, I'm going to share all my journey with you guys. So keep watching my content. And like I said, hopefully you guys watch my journey and consume my content and everything I share with you guys. Hopefully that can inspire you to change your life, inspire you to give you the courage to finally let go of all the things that's holding you down, that's weighing you down. Those burdens that we place on our shoulders that we need to release so that way we can be able to fly. Fly stands for first loving yourself. You need to love yourself so much that it gives you enough inspiration to light a fire within you to take that next step, to take that leap of faith in your life. And I hope not only my stories, my journey in life that I'm going to share with you guys on my channel and all the other social media platforms, I hope that inspires you to be the best you can be. And also understand that, remember, whatever you decide for your life, remember, it's your life. It's your path. Our journey in life is not about being right. It's not about failing and succeeding. You don't have to, you don't have to prove anybody in this world. You don't have to do it for anybody. You just got to do it for you. And understand that every decision that we make and everything we do for our life is always going to be right for us. And like I said, just stop comparing yourself to the world and stop worrying about what people think. And just do what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled. And understand that life is just too short. Life is just too short not to do the things that make you happy, not to do the things that give you enjoyment and fulfillment, and do the things that they can impact yourself and create a better life, because there's always a better life out there. And that's one thing I do know. But in order to manifest that better life, that you have to become a better person, the best version of yourself. So for me, I'm excited to go out there and to see what I can do and work on my goals and dreams and challenge myself and be the best I can be and see. We'll see a year from now, we'll see 3 years from now, see 5 years from now, but I think it'll be really cool that I know that once I succeed and look back at this video and laugh about, being worried about what I'm going to do, but I just have faith in myself of what I've gone through. Sometimes in life, when things get hard, you just got to look back of how far you've come in life. And for me, I've gone through so much in my own life to give up now. And if I give up now, then all the things I've gone through in my past and all the work I've done so far is going to be in vain. So I don't want to live a life of regret. I don't want to live a life of hoping and wishing. I just want to, like I said, I understand it's very grateful that I get to be in a position and live a life that a lot of people in this world don't get to live. And I understand that, and that gives me so much gratitude. That gives me so much inspiration and courage to keep going, even when things get tough. So for all you guys out there, so I want to say I love you guys. If you guys are still watching this, I want to say thank you for watching this whole video. I know it's pretty long, but I just wanted to share with you guys everything that's going through my mind right now and sharing my big decision today or tomorrow that I'm going to decide to go to LA. And keep watching me and see where this goes. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to go through, there's not going to be ups and downs, but I know that's just part of the journey. That's part of the climb to get to the top of the hill. And I know once I get there, that view is going to be really exciting to see. So if you love my content, like I said in every video, if you love my content, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment, share your thoughts about what you saw in this video. I want to love to hear what you guys say so I can address it and make more videos about the comments you have. Check out all my other podcasts. I have all the episodes. Check out all the upcoming episodes. I have a lot of new episodes, a lot more interviews coming up next couple of weeks. And like I said, share it with the people you love. If I add value to your life, if I helped you in your life, all I ask is you guys to share with somebody else so they can hear the same message and help them. So I love all you guys. And like I say in every video, let's walk by faith, not by sight. Let's spread the love and positivity. Stay blessed. Alpha through. Peace. And don't forget, check out this book. It's a must-read book. Gary V. Follow him. But if you're watching this video, I love you. I love all you guys. Peace.